All right, guys. I'm coming at y'all strictly from a fan's perspective in this one. Got to revisit this topic every so often, especially when I feel like the needle isn't moving and the progress isn't there when it comes to Gervonta Tank Davis or Abdul Wahid versus a Devin Haney or even a Shakur Stevenson. Why aren't these offers being sent and broadcasted, publicized? Why? Let's talk about it. Now, Leonard Ellaby, Mayweather Promotion CEO, he's always been right about one thing he said several times that I completely agree with, is that you can't send Gervonta Tank Davis an offer. Why? Because he's the guy. He's the one that puts the asses in the seats. He's the one that people come to see. And you can't dispute that. Right? You can't argue against that. It's actual factuals. He's the guy, or at least one of the guys, one of the major attractions in the sport of boxing. But what's frustrating as a fan, and again, I'm just coming at y'all in this one as a fan. I know normally I try to be informative, and I'm always giving you my raw opinion about whatever the case may be. But strictly speaking from a fan perspective, I can't for the life of me understand why. Now, listen, I know 23 was a big year for Tank Davis. It was a big fight with Ryan Garcia. He ended up having to do a little bit of jail time over the summer last year. I think he might have did 30 days, maybe a little bit more. I can't remember. Then, he's recently transitioned to Islam. A lot of things going on. But here's the thing. Tank said once he was done, and listen, when you're a fan of somebody, you hang on to their words. When Devin Haney says anything, Shakur Stevenson says anything, Benavidez, Canelo, I listen and I hang on to what these guys are saying, because you always, well, at least for me, I always want to take these guys at face value. So when Tank Davis told me that he wanted to fight Devin Haney, when he told us that after he was done with those Garcia guys, Hector and Ryan Garcia, that he was coming straight at those guys, and we all figured he was talking about Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, I'm looking for offers. Now, we've already established you can't send Tank Davis an offer. He's the guy. He has to send you the offers. And listen, make no mistake about it. Tank Davis gets to fight who he wants to fight. Yeah, he's got a belt, and I think he was just elevated to the WBA. I'm not sure if he accepted the belt or not. But he doesn't care about the belts. So he doesn't care about any mandatories he may have or whatever the case may be. He gets to fight who he wants to fight. And what my frustration kind of comes in at is, for the sake of your fans, if you're Tank Davis, for the sake of your fans who hold on to every word that you say for face value, at least publicize what you're doing as far as trying to make these fights happen, if you're trying to make them at all. Meaning, if you're Tank Davis, take to Twitter and say, hey, man, I've been sending Devin Haney several offers. What's up, Devin? Except sign a contract, or get Leonard Ellaby, the handler, to do the same thing, right? So at least we know. Now, I know people might say, well, the PBC, Al Heyman, they kind of in limbo. They just did the deal with Amazon. That's a transition period. Listen, they already, or if not already, most definitely is going to carve out a couple of dates for Gervonta Tank Davis, one of the main marquee fighters for sure. So you could send out an offer and agree to fight and drop the fight date later. That could come later. You can announce a fight date later. But having an offer and both guys saying, listen, hey, we're going to fight, you can do that right now. right? I know it's been, he's been through some things since his last fight in April last year versus Ryan Garcia. Big fight. Been through some things, some family domestic things, some domestic things, now some life-changing choices, religious-wise. But all that comes on the eve of going after the guys you said you would go after, right? Because he also did an interview saying, after I get those guys out of there, potentially he retires, right? So again, if these guys are in fact next, where are the offers? What's the holdup, I should say? It's baffling, it's mind-blowing. And like I always say, man, eventually legacy has to come into play. You made the money, and you're going to make some more money with these fights for sure. But what's the delay? Because for the Tank fans who really hang on to the words that came out of his mouth, matter of fact, I want y'all to listen to one of them all. I know I got one of them in here that I could cue up real quick. I wasn't prepared to give you a sound bite. Oh, but I got this one.
He's an email champ. He's fighting because somebody mailed him the belt. Did that ever happen in boxing anymore? And he's talking crazy. And he still got come on. So if you win, you said all that. If you win, I'm not out my contract. Let's make the fight happen. Since you was want to talk crazy, let's do that. I want to fight you if you win, Devin Haney. Let's do that. I want to fight you if you win, Devin Haney. Let's do that. I want to fight you if you win, Devin Haney. Let's do that. I want to fight you if you win, Devin Haney.
I want to fight you if you win, Devin Haney. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was the Kambosos fight interview. One of the Kambosos, maybe the second fight. Now, Devin fought and beat Kambosos, Vasyl Lomachenko, and went to 140 and beat Regis Prograis since Tank Davis said that. You mean to tell me he done fought 3, maybe 4 times since you said that? And what's another thing that's baffling right now is none of these niggas got a fight right now. Tank Davis ain't got a fight right now. Or Abdul Wahid. Devin Haney doesn't have a fight right now. Shakur Stevenson doesn't. Nobody has a fight right now. And it's fucking crickets out of Tank Davis camp as far as sending these guys offers. Hopefully, maybe I do this video and then boom, out of nowhere we start getting some news about. But that shit is frustrating, bro. And listen, I'm just talking to my fellow fans. Maybe y'all got some answers for me in the comment section for sure. I'm all ears. And like I told y'all, this wasn't to be informative on this particular video. This was just a fan, a little bit frustrated with, a fighter that I rock with heavy, for sure. And, I want to see some progress, at the end of the day. The talk is out there. Everybody has heard it. I can't even remember what song that was, but Tank said it in the beginning of the song. And I know I got that bite. I know I can't cue it up right now, but he says, listen, it's not about the money no more. It's about showing these guys that they not really like that. That's another Tank Davis quote, nigga. So what are offers at, bro? That's all I'm saying. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section, man. That's all I got for y'all on this one. Big T.O. Heavy Bag. Appreciate y'all listening to the rant. You know who I got with me, man. Talk to him, Roger.
Most motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing.